and welcome to the 123rd edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, and I'm coming to you live here from Casa de Bruckert, where we're going to be trying another fantastic Trappist Ale. Today, we're going to be having the Trappistes Rochefort 8 from the Brazier de Rochefort, or the Abbey Notre Dame de Saint Remy. Now, this is a true Trappist ale, so it is brewed by the monks. So it's a very special beer. I really wish I had the correct chalice for this beer, but I do have a somewhat proper style of glassware. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it into the Strauff Hendrick glass, okay? So as we're going to pour this is going to pour out a brownish, like a lighter than the 10, which we've done before, but still a just solid, beautiful beer with a perfect head. The carbonation is like magical. Now this is a Belgian ale, or a Belgian dark ale. As you can see, it's obviously not light, it's in the darker category, and you get like a tannish, perfect, beautiful head on there. And I'm just really excited about this. Now this beer, depending on where you look at it, it's either rated 97 out of 100, or Rate Beer actually rates it 100. So, depending on where you go, this, the distinction between a 97 and a 98 and 99 and 100, it's all very close. It gets down to the subtleties of the beer. So we're going to kind of, talk about this beer and talk about why it's rated such a good beer and the flavors that they get out of the ingredients that they use. Now the beer clocks in at 9.2% alcohol by volume, so obviously not a beer you're going to sit around the pool and drink. This is more maybe sitting around in an evening time, relaxing, hanging out with friends, having a great beer, or doing a great episode of Beer Issues like I'm doing. So like I said, it is a truly Trappist ale, one of only 11 Trappist breweries in the country, or in the world, I'm sorry. It's really a special beer. So I'm going to go ahead and smell this. So right off the bat, I get the roasted malts, and it's definitely roasted malts that I'm getting the scent of there. I am getting the smell of the alcohol. I'm definitely getting the smell of the special yeast that they use. They have a special yeast culture that they use only at the Trappistes Rochefort Brewery by the monks. So it's a special, yeast strain that they use in the beer. You can smell it. And I remember this from the last one of these I had when it was the 10. It's the same kind of yeast smell that you get of that yeast. Now you also get in here, and I'm not a professional at distinguishing between like the dark fruit, but there's definitely a dark fruit, like a raisin, plum, something like that. But I also smell, and I could be wrong, but it's almost like I smell a little bit of apple in there. So they're bringing out the smell. Now I don't know if that'll come through on the taste, but there's definitely, I just got a nice whiff of it, almost a real caramely flavor, which you'll get in a lot of Belgian beers. So let's not waste time. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Now this is a high alcohol beer that re-ferments in the bottle, so it's kind of unique in that. So let's go ahead and sample it here. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is something special. Okay. First of all, you're getting the roasted malt flavor. You're getting the dark fruit, but you're getting a sweetness, not overly sweet. Like, some Belgian beers can get, a little bit almost too sweet. And you see that more in like the American, a lot of the American beers, but they're not Trappist, but some of the American Belgian style will get like too sweet. I don't dislike it or hate it or anything like that. It's just, it's different than a true Belgian beer. So your Belgian beers are much more malty, rich. This isn't overly rich, but it's got a richness, just a great overall. And you do get that caramel flavor in there. I don't really taste the apple that I thought I smelled, and maybe my sniffer was off, or maybe it just has that scent with the alcohol burning off that makes you get that scent of an apple, because I don't really taste it. But you can taste the alcohol in there, but it's so balanced that you would never guess that this beer was clocking in at 9.2% alcohol by volume. If I hadn't looked at it and known, I wouldn't have put it anywhere over 6.5 or 7, just because of the quality of the taste. It doesn't taste extremely boozy because it's so balanced with all this great flavor. Oh, that is just phenomenal. I'm gonna sit back and relax and enjoy this beer, okay? Now, one thing about this brewery is up until a week ago, or I think it was Friday, I'm trying to think of the exact day that they released it, they only made 3 beers. They made the Rochefort 6, the Rochefort 8, and the Rochefort 10. So they only had 3 beers. That's what those monks focused on. And they've been doing it, they founded the brewery in 1899. So they've been doing it for a long time. And they've just stuck with the same 3 beers. Well, until last week or the week before, I know it's been in the last few days. I think it was actually, if it wasn't Friday, it was maybe the Friday before, but I think it was just Friday that they released the Rochefort Triple Extra. So it's a new beer that they just released. I don't even think you can get it in the United States. The only reason I know about it is because I belong to a Belgian beer blog, and there's people all over Belgium that are so excited about this new release, this triple extra that they've done. Another place over there in Belgium that's released a new triple is St. Bernardus just released a new triple. Now, I have tried that one, and it is delicious. But I don't know when I'll be able to get my hands on the Trappistes Rochefort triple. Hopefully that's something they will export, but I haven't seen it in the stores. But I haven't looked, so we'll look around and see if we can find it. If we can, I'll make sure to do a special edition of Beer Issues with the new beer. But this beer, solid. It's just a solid, delicious, high-quality beer from a great brewery that just makes phenomenal beers. I mean, the Rochefort 10's rated 100. This is 97, 98, or 100, depending on where you look. 99, I even saw a rating. But it's near perfect beer. You know, you can't go wrong with it. And the 6 isn't, I don't think it's quite as highly rated, but it's up there. I mean, it's still, you know, in the 95 category or something higher than that. So 3 beers that they do a phenomenal job. So I can't wait to try the triple extra, because I think it's going to be really good. Now, if you've enjoyed this and you've learned anything about Trappist beers or beers, make sure you tell your friends, and make sure they tell their friends until everybody knows about Beer Issues. If you want any cool gear like this Beer Issues hat, or any t-shirts or anything like that, make sure you go to shop.beerissues.com. I did get some notifications that we are having a package shipped to us for another Trappist Ale, the Spencer, which is the only Trappist brewery in the United States. It's out of Massachusetts, so we have somebody that was kind enough that's going to be shipping us some of this Spencer, so we'll do a special release on that. But as you know, I love Trappist ales, and the more Trappist ales I can drink, the happier I am. I've got another one that's in the hopper that we're going to be doing soon. But make sure you tell your friends about Beer Issues. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.